Hi everyone! Welcome to the Countdown to Christmas with Crafting with Baby Girl. Today we are on day 10, December 10th. So, you can see that the cutout today is a Christmas tree. Cut out with my Cricut on just regular cardstock. Actually, I think it's on Recollections cardstock. December, I cut out the December and the numbers on my Cricut in Oracle 651 vinyl, and I accidentally messed up one of the D's, so I had to put in a different one because I needed a D. I had an extra D in a different color. Anyway, that's why that's like that. The bag is a sandwich bag, like a lunch sack. That is the white. I liked it better than the brown ones, the craft ones, for this particular project, and I got that at Walmart. So here we go. Let's see what we got today. Alright, we have little Snowman candy pouches. And for these pouches, I actually have them glued in. Let's see if I can take it out. Okay. I just used Skittles. You could put chocolates in there. Starburst. I think today we're going to go ahead and use Swedish Fish and possibly M&Ms. Those are two things I have kind of around here. Oh, upside down. So, I mean, you could fit two of them in there. That's what we'll use today. So that's kind of fun. That's what we're going to be making today. We'll put that away and get out what we need for the craft. Alrighty. So, we're going to need our cutting board, or a cutter. We are going to want our We Are Memory Keepers envelope punch board. I'm up in my craft room, so I have a hole punch today. For those who are watching my old videos, I was downstairs, I didn't have my hole punch. We will need a hole punch today, or some kind of a circle punch that just makes like 1/4 inch circles. We need 2 for the eyes. Some washi tape. I'm going to go ahead and use this washi tape I got at the dollar store. It's a fabric washi tape. We're going to use that today. Then you're going to need something to make the nose. And this I had to do a lot of thinking on. I wasn't sure. I didn't have a punch. You could cut a little triangle just out of paper. But I found this, mine were done, if you saw them. This is a candle punch from my Stamping Up punches. It's one of the mini sets. And I actually just punched this out, and that's what made my nose. So that's how we're going to make our nose. In fact, we can just do that right now while we're thinking about it. I'm using this orange paper, and I literally just punched me out a little nose. And I'm going to set that aside. So we're done with that. And we can set that aside. We're going to want some white cardstock and some black cardstock. My black cardstock. I set the black cardstock. I've already cut out my black pieces. You're going to need 2 pieces that are a 1/2 inch. Whoops, wrong way. Making sure. Okay, a 1/2 inch by 2.5 inches. We're going to do something to that in just a sec. And then this one you can make 2 inches by 2 inches, but I was using a scrap piece of paper, which almost all of these projects are, I'm trying to use up some of my scraps, just little scraps. So mine is 2 inches by 1 3/4 inches, and so my hat will not be as tall. You'll see that. So that hat, put our little snowman's nose on it so I don't lose it. I know it's kind of off camera. Then what we're going to want to do, and you can do this with the punch board, or I'm just using my 1/4 inch corner rounder, and we're going to go ahead and round the corners on these little strips. So, just like that. You could leave them without them rounded, but when you see it's part of the hat, it just gives it a much more finished look. Okay. Oh, we do need another piece of black. Okay. No, sorry. I did cut out all the pieces. Let's go ahead and cut this first. We need this to be 2 1/8 inch. So we're going to go ahead and measure over to 2 1/8. I guess you could go 2 1/4, but it works better if it's 2 1/8. Put this over here. See, I saved these little scraps, and that's the kind of scraps I'm using, is just all the little tiny things I've had. And then we want this to be 11 inches long. So if you're using an 8.5 by 11 inch paper, all you have to do is cut 2 inches off your 8.5 inch side. So you've got 11 and then by 2. Alright, we're done with our cutting board. And let's see. I do need to go ahead and use my hole punch. Just pulled out a little scrap I had sitting over to the side. And let's make sure there's nothing in there. Okay, I usually clean that out. I need 2 of those. You just come in and make 2 holes. Oh, there was one. That's trash. And now we have our 2 eyes. Okay, so we're done with that tool. We'll save the washi for a moment. Okay, so we're going to use our punch board. We're going to want to take this, and if you did 2 inches by 2 inches, then this is easy. If you did the 2 inches by 1 3/4 inches, this is a little hard. You want to make sure that the 2-inch side is going this direction, parallel to the punch, and we're going to stick it in and try and center it as best we can, because we want this to be right in the center. And then we're going to go ahead and punch it, and then we end up with that. And then we're going to go here, I believe we did this, and round the corners. Now when you take that punch, we're going to go ahead and save this little piece that came off of that. That's going to be our mouth. And you could, I guess, use these little pieces for eyes if you don't want to use the holes, or I mean a hole punch, but these pieces got to be so tiny I didn't want to deal with them. So I didn't do that. Alright. Oh, I forgot that we're going to score. I apologize. We are going to need our scoreboard, but we can do this part first. We're going to score it. We're going to punch it 3 inches. So we're going to come up here to 3 inches, and we're going to punch it at 3 inches. Flip it over. Again, line it up with 3 inches. Can't see the 3 inches unless I lean into the camera. Then we're going to go to the other side, and we're going to find 3 inches. And flip it over. And 3 inches. So now I have a piece that looks like that, which actually kind of looks like a piece of candy. We don't need those pieces. So take those off to the side. I've been using my mini, my Score Pal, or Score Buddy. But today we're going to use the Score Pal. And I have my good bone folder now. So we're going to score at 5. Wait. So it's 11. So 4 1/4. Yeah, because we want a 1/2 inch bottom. So 4 1/4, and then we're going to turn it around and score at, I mean not 4 1/4, 5 1/4. And we'll score at 5 1/4 here. Alright. So there we go. And then we're going to fold up on that. Make sure that it's lined up square. Burnish it. Turn it over. The gusset here that we're making is so that's where it has some give to hold the candy. If you can hear my boys, my family, they're being goofy right now. I can hear them. I don't know if the camera's picking it up. Alright. So then we have that. And that's where we're going to have our, that's what we're our base for our snowman. You don't have to do this part because it's not going to really show. But I just chose to use my little 1/4 inch. It's not as big and it just kind of makes it a smoother look. Alright, so what we're going to do now is we're going to take our score tape or wet glue or whatever adhesive you're going to use. Don't go more than a 1/4 inch. And since mine's a little short, I'm actually going to go just a little bit shy. And we're going to be putting this on both sides, but one side to start with. I'm going to come here and just right where that tape, right where we put our tape, where you put your glue, so right at a 1/4 inch depth, and you're going to want to center. Now, so I like doing that 1/4 inch punch because it helps it make it easier for me to center it. Oops. Okay, so that goes like that. Then just go ahead and stick some score tape on this side right where you had the other, or because then we're going to come and bring it closed. Then we're going to bring this snowman part up with the white cardstock. Make sure it's even. And there we go. And I'm just going to burnish it to make sure it sticks. Now we have this weird looking thing. It almost looks like it's like a mouse or rabbit or something. I don't know. This is where we're going to bring in the washi tape. And you can use whatever washi tape you want. You can use some ribbon if you just have to tack it down with some glue. Basically, this is going to be the lining for the hat. And we're going to line that right even with the white. Not on the white, but even with the white. So we don't want it to completely go through. And where did I sit my scissors? Alright, so then we're going to cut that. These are not my good scissors. Oh, I think I set my scoreboard on it. Okay, sorry about that. Turn it on. You're going to want to do this on both sides. Excuse me. There. I love having my good snips. I'm going to set that aside. We're going to need that again. But I want to make sure that's down, and then I'm going to trim it away. I just found it was easier to do this. It's hard to cut it exact right up to the edge with this fabric tape, or this fabric washi. There's this tape. I think washi is just a paper tape, but anyway. I should look that up and find out for sure. So there we go. That's my front. So that's what we have so far. Now we are going to, this is the brim of our hat. So go ahead and take washi. I mean, not washi. Go ahead and put score tape on one side, or glue. And you go all the way to the edge because these two are going to be up against each other. Or they're going to back up against each other. Another time when you want to sit there and center it as best you can, using the white as the center, you're going to put this half on the where your washi is and half onto the white. So it's kind of going, oops. Let's see how that is. See, and then that gives us like a liner and then our brim. Go ahead and do this one. And then this one will just, you want to make sure that it matches up with the other brim. Scoot our little papers off to the side. Just make sure they're lined up. Yay. Alright. So now we have that. I gave him a big face. Alright, let's go ahead and do a little scarf. I mean, you can do a bow, whatever works. I kind of got the scarf idea from one of the other snowmans I did. I'm going to do kind of the same thing. Not quite as long. When you go and do this, make a correction. If I remember, I'm going to go make it. This you should have done this at 2 inches, not at 3 inches. The 3 inches is supposed to be down here at the bottom. And here I thought I was doing real good, even set up beforehand. Oh well. That's a crafty mistake. So hopefully you're watching this video before you are not completely following along. Then we're going to go ahead, and I didn't want this to be very long, and I am just going to cross it. Excuse me, right there. Partly because I'm going to do something else right here. Alright. Putting some score tape down, both to hold the bottom one down onto the paper a little bit, and then I'm going to bring this one across. I guess I could bring that across a little bit better. Okay. It didn't stay down. Sorry about the cough. I got another idea, or a little bit of an addition. So hold on just a moment. Alright, I have these little snowflakes that I got at the Dollar Tree, like a little snowflake gem. They have adhesive on the back. Typically I add extra adhesive, depending on how you take it off, but just so we can see, I think I'm going to go ahead and stick that right there, and then that stays. Alright, good. We're doing good. Put the washi, the trash over here. Now's where it gets fun. We're going to go ahead and put the eyes on. I really need to get my little glue bottle. Believe it or not, it's not in my craft room. It's in my bedroom. I craft everywhere. And I think a drop of glue or a glue dot, I could use a glue dot, would be good for the eyes. It's just a 1/4 inch eye. So it's very difficult to do with this. So I strongly suggest glue dots. You could even do dimensionals, I guess, if you wanted the eyes to pop out. Kind of boing. Now because my face is so big, I'll put them down a little bit. Oops. It's kind of cool, skew-wonky. There's the word of the day, skew-wonky. Now this I typically do put down with glue, but just for placement today, I'm going to go ahead and put on some score tape. It's been a very, very cold day today. I mean, this whole week's been cold. We got snow the other day. Oh, I should have put that down further. But again, this is a spot where I would use glue. Because we're talking a very thin piece. Now, like I said, this is just what I've been using for the nose. But who would have thought, you just to be creative with what your punches can do. So there's that. And then I'm just going to put a little score tape and put these packages together. So you can see, and you can put little chocolates, Hershey's miniatures. I mean, it's just really, this is a treat bag, so it's whatever you want to fit. And I'm going to put a little glue or tape on this side. I kind of like to fold up the bottom, make sure it fits, although it fits pretty good in here. Open it up a little bit. Use the tape to center it. And there you go. So, happy day 10. Look forward to seeing you tomorrow for day 11. If you want to know when I post the day 11 video, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the bell. The bell will notify you when I do upload the next video. And go ahead and like this video. Alright, we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.